on the basis of sex.
I feel the fire begin to rise.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh,
There are 178 laws that differentiate on the basis of sex. Women can't work overtime. We have to get credit cards in our husband's name. We're not allowed to work in mines.
This is a man's world.
You think you can change the country? You should look to her generation. They're taking to the streets.
Protests are important, but changing the culture means nothing if the law doesn't change.
What did you say your name was?
Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I want to be a lawyer. I want to represent clients in pursuit of justice.
So they're gonna give you a corner office?
I wasn't what they were looking for. One said women are too emotional to be lawyers. Another told me a woman graduating top of her class must be a real ball buster. I worked hard. I did everything I was supposed to, and I excelled.
Martin Ginsburg will be signing all of our checks someday.
You're a smart girl, Ruthie. You married a star.
If the law differentiates on the basis of sex, then how will women and men ever become equals? I don't read tax court cases.
Read this one.
The law assumes a caregiver has to be a woman. This is sex-based discrimination against a man.
Poor guy.
We need to take this case.
This is not a case. This is a declaration of war.
It could topple the whole damn system of discrimination.
They think gender equality is a civil right. What's at stake is the American family. Let's put this idea to bed once and for all.
You will lose. And when you do, you will set the women's movement back 10 years.
You don't get to tell me when to quit. I know this case disrupted our lives.
Who's it for, if not for me?
You've been ready for this your whole life. So go in there and let the judges see the Ruth Ginsburg I know.
We're not asking you to change the country. That's already happened without any court's permission.
The word woman does not appear even once in the U.S. Constitution.
Nor does the word freedom, Your Honor.
Boom.
Mic drop. That's what they call it. That's Ruth Bader motherfucking Ginsburg.
Mimi leader.
yeah, girl. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
RBG.
Girl power.
Go ahead. What's your complaint?
Please stop casting British people in roles like that. Like, it's a thing. It's my thing, but dialects and accents are a thing for me. And she's so clearly British. She's trying real hard not to be, and she had a dialect coach.
So when you say things like that, you mean like things of, like, about Americans?
No, I mean, just don't cast British people when I promise you could have found an American actress to play the part of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She's not that big of a star. There's no reason to have cast her. And for me, I really desperately want to see that movie. And I am very agitated right now, and I will not be able to because I cannot not hear how British she is.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that you say she's not that big of a star because she was in a Star Wars film.
Yeah, I know.
Arguably the biggest franchise.
But she's not that big yet.
But she's not.
Sure.
She's on the rise.
Right.
She's on the rise.
But
she's
like
not that
for
big
me,
yet.
I'm like, oh fuck, I can't watch a movie
Wait,
about Ruth
who
Bader
is
Ginsburg.
she?
She was
She's
in. She
from
played Jenna
She's
herself
Rogue One.
in Rogue
yeah.
One, or as the internet likes to spell it, Rouge One.
Yeah, Rouge One. No, I
Rouge
definitely
One.
saw it. I
She's
just
the
don't remember
lead.
who that is.
She was the lead girl.
She's
actor.
oh, then
She's
I'm
the
thinking
girl.
of the. I'm thinking of someone else.
Um,
I'm thinking of the other. I can't keep them straight. I'm
look
sorry,
the
the
same.
internet.
couple of British.
Daisy. I was thinking of
Because
Daisy.
Couple of British
The
girls with
same.
brown hair. Very easy mistake to make.
Yeah. Sure.
I'm just so it's literally this is a personal, very personal thing, and it really bums me out because I super want to hear that. But now that I've heard her talking in the trailer, I'm
pisses
gonna
me
have
off
a really hard
too.
time if I try to go see that
Yeah.
movie and not be actively
Yeah.
like twitching. Because if you can't do the accent properly, then you are not the right person for the job.
Yeah.
I don't know that I noticed it, or
Most
I
people
noticed
would
it.
not.
or,
I did.
or like would.
I
even
noticed
normally
it.
Care that much?
Most
Like,
people would not care either. It's
Yeah.
literally
Right. No, it
me.
bugs
It's
me.
my personal thing. It's
Sure.
really hard for me
well,
to
also, like,
watch.
you're a director, and these are the things you think about.
And as an actor, I take dialects very seriously. And if I could not perform a dialect and sound as though I am that accent, if I can't do it with realism, then I'm not going to do it. And
Right.
to me, I think most of the time in movies in particular, if you can get pretty close, they don't mind. But it's like when Americans do shitty British accents, if you try to sound like you're from, Dublin and you're not doing it, I can hear it. I can hear you're mediocre. And it's the same with British actors being various American accents. They tend to hit their R's too hard.
Yep.
And she's hitting her R's a little bit too hard.
Yep.
I want to ask you what you felt about like the trailer and story.
Yeah,
but I
because
think
as
you're
soon as she
very-
said Ruth, I heard you go, ugh. And I was like, what?
Yeah, the bummer part of it is I want to watch the movie because I'm like, yeah, young Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She is by the way, everybody needs to send her some probiotics. Real life now. Send Ruth Bader Ginsburg probiotics and vitamins. Let's keep her alive for as long as
gotta
possible.
keep her alive.
We need her on the Supreme Court. Just politics for a second. I think it's an interesting story. That's not a story that I personally am familiar with from her life. I'm super fascinated by it. I just worry that I personally am going to have a hard time watching it. There is a solution. Probably if I'm a little bit lit, maybe a little bit high, I won't mind as much.
Do the rest of you need to be high?
No, it's literally just me.
I'm actually, you know what? That does bug me. I have to say it does bug me, but it's not going to bug me enough to where I won't actually watch the movie because I'm really interested in the movie and let's keep her alive.
Army Hammer was the husband.
Yes, Army Hammer. He's a great actor.
He is.
I also like Felicity Jones. I think she's a little bit.
Tall.
Yes, he's very
And
tall.
she's very short. That made me giggle.
The director is Mimi Leder,
Yeah.
who did who did Thick as Thieves, Pay It Forward, Deep Impact.
Okay.
And then a lot of television.
Yeah.
too.
Interesting. ER.
Shameless, Leftovers.
Okay. all right.
As executive producer
Interesting.
and director.
The West
all
Wing.
sorts of-
She knows the business really well.
Yeah.
Sure. Yes. Yes.
Oh,
lots of-
Emmys.
Some,
Emmy
some
awards.
accolades as well.
Yeah,
Specifically for lots of ER nominations.
Great.
So yes, clearly they got some titans behind the film, and they're gonna be talking about titans in front of.
I know
camera, too.
how I sound. I know I sound like a crazy person.
No, you don't. You don't. I
It's
really
just
think
a-
that's annoying.
It's just a thing. It doesn't bother most people. It just bothers me a lot, and so it's hard for me to immerse myself as an audience member. And I usually do for like every movie I watch. I'm suspend my disbelief. I'm in it. Things like that can pull me out, so it will require me like having to do a lot of mental preparation and maybe having a glass of wine before I go.
Lesky, how do you feel
Word.
about it? Not the accent.
Not the
Please stop
accent.
talking about that.
I don't care. I will probably see it.
Yeah.
I mean,
In the theater?
it's one. Maybe not. But it reminds me of Hidden Figures.
yeah.
Like this. It's got the feel of a movie that I'm like, I'm probably not gonna like this because it's about some dude I don't care about. But the characters are completely people I care about.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and it made, like Bridget was saying, too, be stories that a lot of us haven't heard. We
Yeah.
don't know how she got there. We know that she's there.
Yeah.
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 Correct. We don't
So
know how she came
I
up.
would want to see it.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
I wouldn't go see it in the movie theater on my
Yeah.
own, but if there were people who wanted to go and they invited me, I would say yes.
Yeah, I'd say I'm on a rent for this one.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I unless somebody was like, no, let's go.
I'll probably go watch it.
I
with my
would go
parents.
watch it. Yeah, sure.
I'll watch it. In
I would
theaters
not
with my
say no.
parents.
I just
Yeah,
would not
sure.
see it alone.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
But
Like,
if it
I
were
really
left up to
wouldn't-
me, I think it's
Like,
a
you wouldn't
rant.
make that effort to like,
Yeah.
I'm going to go and see on the
Right.
basis of sex today.
Right.
It's more like, oh, yeah, okay, sure, you go to the movies. Yeah, I'll
It's
go to
gonna
the
be
movies.
like
Yeah.
a little bit like The Post and a little bit like Hidden Figures. It seems like.
Yeah,
I
okay.
didn't see the post.
I didn't-
Also,
yeah, I didn't
yeah,
see the
some
post
of the
yet.
trailers we watched today too, like except for Hellfest, like we're clearly coming into the season of awards.
There you go.
Yeah, I noticed.
Starting
Oh,
to see
that's
more of
that's
these
what it
serious
is.
drama.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what it
let's
is.
because
Yeah.
the fall, the autumn is when those
The
movies
autumn.
come out.
The autumn.
Which
That's
is
awesome at the
ridiculous
time
for
class.
no
Yeah.
reason.
All right.
Someone just made that decision.
I know, it's
Yay.
weird. It's a really weird, arbitrary thing. Like only the classy movies come out in the fall
Like,
and a little bit in the
release it
winter.
February.
Fun things come out.
Give
in the
us something
summer.
to do.
Yeah, I guess like this is the season for like to watch all of the Halloween trailers and all of the
Highbrow shit.
highbrow stuff.
Highbrow
Crap.
shit.
Oscar bait.
All right.
Well, because they do, and then they nominate everything, and then the awards will be all starting at the beginning of the year. So
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
So what's
yeah,
next?
we'll see what happens. That was the end of our show. Make sure to tune in and watch our Uncharted live action fan film reaction.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
It's
it was
so good.
Cool. So that was the reaction. You don't actually need to go to it anymore.
Done.
Done.
There was
Done.
more.
It's a good time though, but yeah, please go watch it. on youtube.com/color circuit. Again, thank you for sticking around. If you did, if you didn't, then you can't hear me saying I hate you.
Whoa.
It's like if a tree falls in the woods.
Wow, man, you went hard.
I
Yes.
know. Just watch my channel, please.
I support this. Then I hate you.
I'm Whiskey, and I support this.
He doesn't hate anything.
I support this message.
We still love you.
Yes, we
understand
still love
it's
you.
late.
It's okay. It takes a lot of time and effort. But if you're as big a fan of film and television as we are, please tune in next week. We release shows every Friday at noon-ish. And because San Diego Comic-Con is happening, we're dropping all sorts of trailers on you with this very fun cast of characters. Here you go.
Like a water
Take it or
balloon.
leave it. My name is Dylan.
Jessica.
Stanley.
Eve.
Bridget.
She's required viewing. Please.
What's
Thank
our
you.
No.
Thank you, Bridget.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. So I had. How do you feel about movies that are not in English?
We love them.
Fine, we love them.
Okay, I am pretty sure that this is on Netflix. If it is not, I have a backup.
Okay. We've
But
done a
it
lot
is
of Korean
called.
films.
It is not Korean.
Okay.
It is called Lagan, or Lagan Mitwa is what you might need to look for to pull up the right one. Lagaan.
Okay.
It is a an Indian movie that I loved. I saw it when I was in high school, and I was like, "This is the best."
So it's a little bit older.
It is. Yeah. It is a little bit older, and Bollywood in general has not come very far in comparison to this. But it is simultaneously like a love triangle romance, but also sort of the story of how cricket helped at least one village gain its sort of independence from British rule. So it takes place during British occupied India, and it looks like around the 40s, maybe 30s, 40s. Lagan. But it is about cricket. It's kind of like an Indian sports movie.
Whatever. I love Bend It Like Beckham, which is not really Indian, but still it's fun.
If you guys do watch this, please watch the amazing Netflix original called Explained. It is like mini docs every week. They release one every Wednesday, and I'm so excited because this week they released one on cricket.
Hey,
so I'm gonna go watch that. It's
They're only
15
minutes.
long,
There we go.
And I'm gonna go watch your movie so I understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Boom.
It's an interest. It's fun.
Okay, so spell it one more time.
It's campy. Lagan. Lagaan.
Cool.
So Lagan.
So that's what we're watching,
Very
and
cool.
we'll talk about it next week.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Cool.
Thanks for the
Awesome.
recommendation. Well, I'll thank you next week. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, maybe. I mean, hey, I could have recommended Dil Se, but I didn't. Or Kuch Kuch Hota Hai. They are other. They are other Indian films. Literally speaking another language. Dil Se is a tragedy, romantic tragedy about terrorism in India. And then Kuch Kuch Hota Hai is like a ridiculous like college romance, and then the mom dies, and she's like, oh, but she leaves a letter for the daughter and is like, you need to get your father to talk to his best friend. He hasn't talked to her in years. Her name is Anjali. And she's like, that's my name.
So is in your off time you watch Indian romance? Is that what you're doing?
No, I watched these all in high school.
Oh, okay. You had a phase.
I did not have a phase.
I don't think everybody goes into
I had a
Indian romance
teacher.
phase.
There we go.
I had a teacher who really loved sort of Bollywood films, so I got exposed to quite a few of them, and I do love them. Most of them have Shah Rukh Khan in them. This one of the few that does not. So
cool.
Nice.
Thank you. All right, we'll see. We'll watch that. We'll talk about it next week. Now it is the end of Screen Source. We already did the names. We already did everything else. Like, share, subscribe, follow, all the verbs. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Peace.
I was like, how's that go again?